Hi everyone, welcome to Learn and Code. Today I'm going to start introduction about C programming. So before entering into the topic, let us have a discussion on the topics which I've seen in the last class. In the last class, we discussed about the language and also various types of programming languages. Under that, we discussed about low-level programming languages, middle-level programming languages, and high-level programming languages. After that, we have seen the history like ALGOL, VCPL, B, C, ANSYS, and etc. After that, we also discussed about the program, flowchart, and algorithm concept. And we discussed that there are two types of softwares, application software and system software. And the good example for system software is operating system. And we know that operating system is the interface between the user and the system. Without operating system, it is very difficult to work with the computer, or we can say system. Now, let us have a look into the C programming. C is a general purpose programming language developed at AT&T Bell Laboratories in USA by Dennis Ritchie in 1972. We all know that C is general purpose programming language. General purpose in the sense C programming is used for creating various applications which are not domain specific. You can use C for any kind of field or any kind of area, or we can say the domain. It is used in the medical field, it is used in education, it is used in the science. Everywhere we can apply the concept of C programming. So that's why it is named as general purpose programming language. So after this topic, let us have the important features of C programming. What are the various features that we are going to discuss? So the first important feature of C programming is it is simple. First feature is simple. So why it is simple? Why? Because every statement which is written in C programming is simple English. We can easily understand. So that's why it is simple. Next, we are talking about the portable. What do you mean by portable? The program which can run on one operating system can also be executed in another operating system. Portability in the sense we are going to move the program from one platform into another platform. So if you execute the program in Windows, the same program can also be executed in Linux without doing any modifications. So that is what I mean to say portable. And another important thing is C programming is platform dependent. It's not platform independent, it is platform dependent. Why? Because the object file, we know that whenever you execute the C program converted from source file to object file, from object file to executable file. So whatever the program that we are writing in original is called source file. At the compilation time, what happens? The source file is converted into object file. At runtime, object file is converted into executable code. So the object code which run on Windows operating system cannot be executed in Linux operating system. Okay, so this is in the sense platform dependent. If you take Java programming, it is platform independent. Means so in Java we are going to create a Java code or bytecode that is executed by Java virtual machine. So the code which is generated by the Java can also be executed in different platforms. So that's why we are talking that Java is platform independent, whereas C is platform dependent. So still now what we discussed, it is very simple and it is portable and it is platform dependent. After that, we are saying that C is middle level. So middle level in the sense, C programming can also be used for low level as well as high level. In the last class, we discussed that what is mean by the low level. When we are very near to the machine language, that is called low level. It is very near or low level abstraction of machine language. So which provides difficulty for the user to write the program in machine language. So that's why we went for the high level abstraction languages like high level programming languages. So what I mean to say that C is used for both low level as well as high level. So that's why it is called middle level programming language. After that, the next feature is it is structured programming, or we can say procedural programming. What do you mean by structured programming? In structured programming, the large program is divided into small blocks. Those blocks can be manageable. So in procedural programming, so we are going to have the concept of procedures and routines or functions. We can say that C is both procedural as well as structured programming language. The main difference between the procedural and structured programming is in procedural, we are calling procedures or routines or functions. Each function is used for a specific task. But whereas in structured programming, we are talking about small blocks which may not be the functions or procedures or routines. So finally, I can say that C is both structured programming and procedural. After that, so next feature, rich library. In C, we have so many functions, so many library functions, so many header files. By using those header files, we can solve complex problems. After that, C also using the concept of pointers. So in the coming sessions, we are going to discuss about the pointers. But why we are using pointers? We are using pointers to deal with memory. So we can modify the memory, we can reallocate the memory by using pointers, and we can save the memory whenever we require by using pointers. And another important thing is memory management. So we can use the memory in an efficient manner in C programming. After that, it is very fast and extensible. Why it is fast? Why? Because the C programming uses the concept of compiler. The compiler translates the high level source program at a time into machine level or executable code. So that's why the execution is very fast. If you use the concept of interpreter, interpreter converts the source programming language into machine level line by line. It takes some time, but C uses the compiler concept, so that's why it is very fast. At a time, the whole program is converted into machine level. After that, the last feature we are talking about is extensible. Extensible in the sense new features, whenever we want to add, those new features can also be added into C programming. So that is called extensible. So finally, what I want to say is these are the basic features like a simple, portable, middle level language, structured, and procedural, and which provide a rich library. And recursion is also one of the important concept. So in the coming chapters, we are going to see the recursion concept. So it is very efficient method for increasing the execution speed at the same time utilizing the memory efficiently. So after completing these features, next I'm going to move on to the structure of C programming without any delay. Now we are talking about the structure of C programming. In this structure, mainly we are talking about the documentation section. This is the first one. Next, link section, definition section, global declaration section, main section. Under main section, we have the declaration part, executable part. After this, we have subprograms, means sub functions we are going to have. So that subsection is going to have their own blocks, subprogram 1, subprogram n. So what do you mean by the documentation section? So in the documentation section, mainly we are talking about the comments. In C programming, we can use single line comments or multi-line comments. So you can use any one which is used for providing the understandability as well as the readability. Documentation section mainly used for modularity. And next, link section. In the link section, we are talking about the preprocessor directives. After that, definition section, in that we are going to use hash defined statement to represent literals or constants. After that, we are going to declare the variables, global variables under global declaration section. Every C program starts with the main function. So that's why we're starting with main section. Under main, we can also have the local variables declaration and the executable part. And after that, we can use our own user defined functions. This is the simple structure of the C program. After completing the structure of C programming, next we are going to start the programming by using VS Code. Let us open VS Code. This is the editor of VS Code where we can type C program. Today I'm going to write a simple program. First section is documentation section. So I'm using the documentation section like this, slash asterisk. which ends with asterisk slash. Here you can write your own name or your name, anything you can write. So I'm writing this as this is my first program. So this is I'm writing in comments, multi-line comments I'm using. After this, I'm using link section. That means preprocessor directive. Hash include stdio.h int main opening brace. Here I'm writing simple printf statement. Hello world. And every statement ends with semicolon. After this, last statement generally we write return 0. This is a general structure of the C program. So first, whatever I have written is nothing but the documentation section. And the statement which starts with hash is called link section. So here I have not mentioned any definition section and global declaration section. Directly, I went to the main function, and in the main function, I have written printf hello world and return 0. This is a simple structure of C program. So in the next class, we will see the execution part and further topics. With this, I'm going to close the session. Thank you for watching.